I really didn't understand.
I didn't know what was going on. That's just the crazy.
And then they went with the Ninja Stars.
Oh, hello there.
Welcome.
We didn't see you there.
Today we watched Pray for Death, starring Shao Kasugi. Apparently a very great and powerful Japanese martial arts actor.
And he also works for the greatest food service company in Japan. Who was the director? Because he was a pervert.
Oh, James Booth. Also the only character who commits a rape in the entire film. Yeah, my name is Colin Hott, and I love movies.
My name's Nate Brown. I run an alternate YouTube channel that does serious movie reviews, and this is my way for stress relief.
In an alternate universe where he's not a crazy asshole.
I am a crazy asshole, though. So why don't we dive into the plot synopsis of this crazy shitstorm?
Well, the subtitle simply tells us that they shattered his American dream.
45 minutes into the movie.
Halfway through the runtime.
Halfway through the movie, they fucking decide that they're gonna destroy his American dream.
After they padded it with a bunch of schmaltzy.
Remember the scene where they cut him and they draw the paint across his chest?
Clearly the blood was coming from the prop knife, and there was no attempt to even make it look like they cut him.
So do you want to give us the box synopsis, or do you want to give us your synopsis?
Let's go with my synopsis first.
And then we'll read the box.
We'll go for the box after that.
Alright, go ahead.
So Pray for Death is a movie about the Black Ninja of the apocalypse. Okay, not the apocalypse. The Black Ninja. Or maybe that's just the TV show the kids watch. So there's an Asian family, Japanese to be specific. The kids like a ninja show. That's about all you know about the whole family.
They like to play practical jokes on each other, like pulling the pillow out from under the dad's knees. And he's a very coordinated ninja, but he can't get on his knees to eat at the dinner table. They have to swipe it out from underneath.
So they beat the crap out of the father. The kid's really good at karate, as they show at his one karate practice.
The older son. The other son has mental problems.
The younger son gets the shit beat out of him.
For some reason, the mom decided it was a great idea to give them both bowl cuts.
The 6-year-old kid gets beat up by a 15-year-old kid on roids who happens to be a black belt.
But let's be honest, this kid was a white belt. He was trying to impress his dad. The other one was a brown belt, which, if I know my karate correctly, is pretty close to a black belt.
Is there a red belt?
I don't think there is. I think it's a brown.
I thought it was red, or maybe that's just the horrible color correction on this movie.
It could have been a reshoot. We'll get to it later, but we're going to play a game called Count the Reshoots.
Oh, God. So many reshoots. Okay, so this Japanese family, pretty sure all the American characters call them by a different name throughout the movie.
But it was mostly racial slurs.
Just before bed, the wife suggests that they move to America for some reason, to start a business.
For some fucking reason. She's like, you're so successful and eventually going to be the executive of this company, but why would you do it so you can move into some dump in America and make your first dollar?
Let's go start a restaurant and sell 2 egg rolls.
Now, let's be honest, if this movie took place in 2019, when that first, 20-year-old woman walks in, she's like, where's the Yelp reviews? They're like, oh, here you go, $1.19. What the fuck did she buy at a Japanese restaurant for $1.19?
She bought 2 fortune cookies.
And see, the thing is, they want to put their first dollar in their revenue, but where's the 19 cents go? They put that in there, that's going to keep the lights on.
Can we talk about how the mom is a magician? She frames their first dollar bill perfectly in a matter of 2 seconds.
Was that more magic than when he was tied up to the bars in the top, and he somehow, in the span of 2 seconds, slips the bars, grabs his kid, and is out of the door?
Well, he kicked a light bulb.
Okay, but
kicking a light bulb is the ninja way.
I will say, impressive choice of locations in this movie. They actually did a decent job scouting location. It could have been the same building 15 times, but towards the end, when all the mannequins
just dressed
are in
it
there,
differently every time.
Yeah. So all right. So where are we at in the plot?
Okay.
They gotta come to him. We're off topic. Apologies.
We're coming to America.
Like Eddie Murphy.
Coming to America like Eddie Murphy, but with less humor. Less
there's
intentional
more.
humor.
There's more humor in this than Coming to America.
So the husband says he'll think about it. The next day they set off for America, where they buy this piece of shit restaurant that they've clearly never laid eyes on.
It looks like a fucking saloon.
It does.
It looks
There's
like a
not even
fucking
doors
saloon.
on the front of it when they first walk in. It's just, welcome to the Wild West. So
And there's also a room that the guy says is padlocked that he can't get into, but all the dad has to do is give one swift punch and the fucking shit is wide open. And apparently people are using it to traffic stolen jewels. Which is like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, this old man's sleeping in this dusty old saloon that makes no money while people try to smuggle illegal jewels in and out.
So that brings us back to the plot. Back to the story.
Yes, we're tangenting.
Yeah, so James Booth, the rapey director, is trafficking stolen jewelry out of the annex room of this shithole of a restaurant for some reason.
Through the slip
when
door.
they have clearly have a gang hideout that is a mansion. That aside, one of the people involved in this trafficking scheme steals a piece of jewelry that they were solely there to drop off.
The question is, why did they choose that location to be the place to drop the jewels off? They have an elaborate mansion. Or do they assume that cops are monitoring it? They're doing like seedy shit. There's like a point where they're on a fucking luxury yacht. You can't go on the yacht and say, let's just go in the bottom where the cooks are making our fucking food and trade the jewels. You gotta go to this old man's seedy place. And then like, when you think he's the one that stole it, you gotta beat the shit out of him with a crowbar that turns into a cane that turns back into a crowbar.
In Pray for Death, martial arts legend Shao Kasugi entered the ninja. Ninja 3, The Domination. He stars as family man, driven to exact vigilante justice. Ninja style.
Ninja style's the only way to do it.
Akira, played by Kasugi, has brought his wife and 2 boys to the United States in search of a better life. But their slice of the American dream is quickly soured when they fall foul of a group of jewelry thieves. Unfortunately for the bad guys, they didn't count on Akira being a secret black ninja.
Neither did his children.
The samurai sword of vengeance falls swift and hard in this classic slice of 80s ninja action from director Gordon Hessler, Scream and Scream Again, and The Golden Voyage of Sinbad.
That actually won an Academy Award.
I want to see these movies.
Yes.
Culminating in an action-packed showdown of commando-esque proportions. What?
It's exactly... So the movie actually opened with the guy going down with his 2 sons and feeding a deer. Right at the beginning. Like he literally...
Wait a second. I thought the rapey guy was the director.
James Booth, what is he?
James Booth. It said in the credits when the movie started that he was the director.
Who's the director?
This is Gordon Hessler of Scream and Scream Again. And
No
also,
one knows who directed this movie, but whoever it was, they were incredibly incompetent.
Nobody wants to take credit.
No, why would you? Now we need to talk about the mom getting hit by the car.
I want to touch back on the old man.
Okay, let's talk about the
for a
old
second.
man being slaughtered.
They suspect this guy of stealing their jewelry. So
For no reason.
well, it was in his shop. So I could kind of see the suspicion, but here's where it doesn't make sense for me. They kidnap him in the middle of the road, drive him out underneath a bridge where they can clearly kill him with no witnesses, but then they ask him where it is as he's tied to the hood of the car while they beat the shit out of him. They only ask him a couple of times, and they search like one box of all his shit before just dousing
The guy gave
car.
up. He just gave up. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going through the rest of the shit.
And then they just douse the car in gasoline
Listen,
and blow it up.
There's no monetary value expressed in the whole movie of how much this necklace actually costs. We're not actually told.
I got it in a vending machine
got-
at Walmart.
It looks very gaudy. It's a disgusting looking necklace. But the problem is, if in theory this is worth several $1,000s, you'd probably
least,
check every
at
single
least.
one of these guys' fucking bags
Yeah.
before you beat them with the crowbar cane.
That necklace is the weakest MacGuffin ever to appear in film.
Absolutely. So now we're off that topic. The next thing that happens is you go back to the Japanese restaurant where they make
shadows.
back to the the greatest song ever written for a movie. So we're going back to the Japanese restaurant. They've made their $1.19 from this college-age girl who apparently lives in a community with a lot of homeless people.
And rapists.
And a lot of rapists. So we're back there. She leaves. Kids are upstairs. Mom says, kids, don't go outside. We might get attacked. They're still playing soccer ball with the window open. Soccer ball goes out, and what happens? What the fuck happens?
Well, the kid runs out into traffic. The mom chases him, and then they both get hit by the same
They both
car.
get hit by the same fucking car.
Which isn't just a random car.
No.
It's the bad guy's diabolical plan to get the jewelry back. Is run the family over with a fucking station wagon.
What if the wife had it in the pocket? They could crush it. It could have been destroyed. See, there's no thought process to this, but they do have elaborate enough of a plan that they're going to drive the car off the side road, get into a new car, and pull up, and then the dad somehow magically knows that those are the ones that ran his family over.
Then he chases a pickup truck down on foot, climbs into the bed, pulls a man through the back windshield, and has like a 7-minute fight in the bed of the truck of a moving vehicle with him.
Wait a minute! We're forgetting something!
No.
We're forgetting something! You know what we're forgetting? Can you mental sync with me what we're forgetting?
The explosion?
No, we're forgetting something even more important. That's actually not important. We're forgetting Shoji! Shoji has absolutely nothing to do with the progression or plot line of this movie, but it's the most wonderful fight scene between a guy in a red robe and our lead character, who they call a lot of racial slurs that I won't repeat, and then some old man who's like a 30-year-old guy in old age makeup.
Yeah, the dojo scene wasn't interesting enough, so they include a flashback of... Let's just call him the Black Ninja from here on out, because I can't remember his name.
Remember
I think
he
it's
ducks down?
Akira. It's Akira.
He found the secret compartment door.
He found the secret cabinet full of ninja treasure that was magically just unlocked and out in the open.
This comes into play later when the fact that the man's wife has just been slaughtered to death is not enough to get him to kill the antagonist. They have to go back to this completely pointless plot line of Shoji accidentally falling on his own sword.
Oh, it's great.
He stabbed this what looks like a prop sword all the way through a wood pillar. I don't even know how that would even work, but you know, it's movie logic. So back to...
Through it with Ninja Force.
Okay, whatever. There's no way.
Ninja Force.
They did compare it to Commando, so Commando's got some...
Commando-esque. That's probably the best thing that's ever...
No! Shoji! Fucking Shoji!
Calling this movie Commando-esque is the best thing that has ever been said about this movie.
It's a wonderful piece of film. So, wife got hit, kid got hit. What's next? Where are we at? We're in the hospital.
We're in the
right?
hospital where the family, all minus the kid who's unconscious, are playing cards in the mom's hotel. In the mom's
It's the
hospital.
mom's hotel room.
The mom's hotel
She's in a
room.
very fancy hotel room.
They're playing Go Fish or some shit, and they're all cheating, but that's besides the point. They get kicked out, even though there was just an attempt made on their life from clearly some members of organized
Because the
crime.
hospital's rule is it's midnight, so not even family can stay
No
after
more
midnight.
visitor time.
And of course, since it's 1980s movie logic, you get the worst police officers ever guarding these rooms.
The cops that ask questions first and shoot never.
And then Jim Belushi bad guy shows up. I'm just whatever dad Jim Belushi bad guy shows up.
So, not to mention the fact that this guy vows to get revenge on our protagonist. We might have skipped a scene where our protagonist's son is kidnapped.
Oh shit, we did skip the whole fucking kid.
The kidnapping.
Where the one kid was beating the other kids up that tried to steal his bicycle?
Oh yeah, the badass
Yeah, I forgot
kid
all about that.
goes into the store to buy milk. For some reason they send infant children to buy milk in the most dangerous version of LA
What
ever.
Japanese steakhouse have you eaten at that cooks with milk? We've got a new special.
They're gonna make milk steaks.
Their milk's like It's Always Sunny. Milk steak is a delicacy. So the kid's beating the shit up out of these little pricks that try to steal his bicycle, and Jim Belushi shows up again.
And then he kidnaps the younger brother, forcing the Black Ninja, their father, to go and save him. Well, he gets captured immediately and tied up and gets a board broken across his ribs, to which he responds with a stern look.
Gets cut right across. He gets like red paint painted right on him.
He gets the ketchup dispenser prop knife dragged across his chest, leaving no marks whatsoever.
0 marks. There's nothing and then is when he pulls his magic escape. His magical escape. His 3-second, like, ooh, kick the light bulb. Oh, I'm out.
He ninja kicks the light bulb, breaking the bulb, startling like all 7 of the bad guys. Mm-hmm. And then he can just take his son and disappear.
Then we leave there. Then we get the guy that's killed. Then we get the hospital scene.
We're almost there.
Where are we at?
We're almost there.
We're almost at the rape. Sorry, we
Something
don't want to talk about the rape.
happens in between all of this. Oh no, the kid and the wife are hit by the car. I'm piecing it all together now. The kid and the wife are hit by the car.
It was all blending together. I was thinking about the racial slur that guy was being called at the time.
So we forgot a good chunk of interesting factoids here.
Hit me with one, and let me see if I can recollect.
One is when he chases these guys down in the pickup truck. They're going like 12 miles an hour tops. He jumps out of the truck and it hits all 3 of the bad guy cars in a row, and they all burst into flames immediately.
There's a lot of cars that blow up in this movie. A lot of cars. In ways that they should not blow up at all. Hey, remember that they hid the jewels inside of a detergent box? And we thought it was cocaine, but the box actually said detergent on the side. Because we did not read the plot synopsis of this movie before we watched it. We watched a trailer on YouTube that was very brief, and it was wonderful. So we got exploding car, another exploding car chase on a back road that's clearly been blocked off by the film crew so no one else can drive on it. And now we're back in the hospital.
We're almost back to the hospital.
But what did I forget?
You forgot about the boat scene.
The fucking boat. Let's talk about the
Storm
boat.
the boat. So, his kids are fucked up. His kid, one kid, and his wife, hit by a car. Bad guys. Send him to the hospital. So, he does a little investigating. He walks through his house and finds a thread.
Not just any thread, though.
It's a gray thread. Somehow, he deduces later that it's owned by a man who is left-handed.
It must have been how he opened the door.
This somehow brings him to the bad guy's ship. A giant boat, like a freaking ocean liner, where they easily could have sold and traded any of these stolen
Do you
jewels.
want to talk about how he knocks over the first 2 guys?
I would love to. Actually, I would love to hear you talk about
All right, so pretty much what he does, I don't know what you call this, but it looks like a giant spool that you would have yarn on. It's enormous. He wraps his body around it and knocks them over and somehow magically jumps straight up to kick their ass.
Oh, God.
It's amazing.
The takedowns on the boat, the precision, the stealth, it's beautiful. There's one move he does that I'm particularly proud of, and I'm going to do the next time I'm sneaking around and beating the shit out of people.
I can't wait to see it.
2 guys come around the corner with guns. They know he's there. They know he's been beating the shit out of their friends. But what they don't expect when they turn in the corner is for him to be standing like this. That's enough to catch them off guard, and he beats the shit out of both of them.
Do you want to talk about the best move? The karate chop in the neck crack? Right in the neck crack. That's going to get him every time.
There's some good ones. There are a couple moves where it looks like they might be going for a classic 80s action movie neck break.
But it doesn't look well.
It's kind of soft, and he just sort of drops.
He kind of hugs him to sleep.
Yeah, he kind of loves him to death.
A little. No, my favorite is the karate chop to the neck crack, because what it is, guy's leaning up against the back of the ship. He's never going to guess that this dude's going to come up and give him a light tap in the neck. Just a little light tap in the neck, and then you're down for the
Some
count.
karate chop action.
So we fight all the way through there. This guy is on the top deck with all these very scantily clad women and people. But somehow he cuts the power line. We don't know because we don't see him anywhere near a power line.
Not only does he cut the power, But within 2 seconds of cutting the power, he has a knife to the face of the bad guy.
Oh yeah, right there, and to where no one else notices that he's there.
The breaker box was under his chair.
Listen, apparently these parties that this guy is going to, no one likes him. Because even if the power's out and some guy's got a knife to your throat, one of your friends should help. No one helps. No one helps at all. They just leave him
Nobody
there.
even notices.
Not at all.
So he threatens him, tells him to leave his family the fuck alone.
That's where he comes to the hospital.
Bad guy swears revenge and slices his arm open. So we're in the hospital.
We're in the hospital.
The infamous hospital.
They were playing cards. We covered that.
Playing
some shitty game. Have to
game.
leave at midnight.
All cheating.
So let's talk about the
Yes,
shittiest
yes.
the shittiest cops ever that are stationed in front of her room that get beat up in a reshoot.
It's pretty awful.
Yeah.
So our antagonist goes in bleeding
Belushi.
severely. Jim Belushi, Robert Loggia.
Robert Loggia.
Not Jack Nicholson.
No.
Is bleeding heavily. He asks the doctor or nurse, I believe it's the doctor. The doctor doesn't come in and check on you in the hospital, by the way.
Wait, we forgot. He got in the hospital because he cut his own arm.
I said that.
Did you? I don't remember if we
Roll
said
it back!
that. Roll the clip back. We're going to find out.
Bad guy swears revenge and slices his arm open.
When I edit this shit and get irritated that I have to look back. But he cuts his own arm.
Another ketchup dispensing prop knife.
Looked better than the other one.
Looked way better.
This guy asked if he could get some medicine to help him go sleepy by.
So when the doctor obliges, automatically already has the syringe full of the shit. He turns it on the doctor and just fucking knocks him out instantly.
Right away.
Takes his clothes, they fit. And then he goes and
Are we gonna talk about how the clothes always fit?
The clothes always
Every
fit.
situation, the
He
clothes
becomes a
always
master
fit.
of disguise while he's in the hospital.
He is
and all
exactly
of a
like Dana Carvey.
sudden, all of a sudden, his deep knife wound in his arm is just not a problem for fighting off multiple grown-ass men. So he beats up, I think he kills both of the cops with his bare hands who are outside of the wife's room, drags them each by their hair into some closet, goes into the wife's room, and punches her repeatedly in the face until she's unconscious.
And then cuts her shirt open.
Yeah, just
Why?
brutally rips her shirt open, stares at her,
Lifts her foot up really awkwardly.
sweating. Yeah, lifts her foot up, looks at her leg, like he's gonna add it to his collection.
He looks like a fat guy that's like breathing heavily over a Subway sandwich.
And then they cut away, implying the horrific rape.
We're not really sure if it's rape, but it is very creepy.
Heavily
And the fact that
implied.
originally we thought that this was the guy directing the movie made it even worse.
I'm pretty sure it's the director.
He's a creepy looking fuck.
He directed it and he said, "Add in a scene where she gets her shirt open. I want to rip her shirt open and put her leg on
He said, I want to make sure I'm sweaty, and I want to make sure she's sweaty.
So after they finally cut back to her, he's stabbing her in the fucking torso repeatedly.
And then you have to worry about the child's room, because if this guy's capable of being that much of a sick fuck, what's he going to do to this kid?
Oh yeah. So he goes into the kid's room to give him his shot, as he explains to the police officer guarding the door.
And then the other police chief goes, hey, excuse me, officer, what's going on up there? He's like, oh, the doctor just came in to give him a shot. He knows the hospital protocol to know no one gets a fucking shot after midnight.
Get him out of there!
Get him out of there! And then he gets him out of there.
Yeah, he gets him out of there, but not before getting the shit kicked out of him himself. Then the bad guy changes into a police uniform.
Pistachio disguising.
The police uniform, of course, fits him perfectly.
We're not even talking like a little baggy. We're talking like this was catered to this man's physique. 100%.
Well,
And
the
then he
director
says,
always gets costumes that fit.
100% all the time. He has to. We're not 100% sure whether or not this is the director. The opening credits of the film make it appear that this is the director, but we could be wrong.
I'm never wrong.
You're never wrong. So after they leave the hospital, where do they go to next?
Oh, he promises revenge, tells the police to stay out of his way.
He's carrying his broken son.
Oh yeah, he carries his son out and they argue, but his English is so bad that you can't really understand what the protagonist is saying.
Watch this movie with subtitles. We would highly recommend it. So, since they moved into this house, we have no idea where they're sleeping. They say there's an apartment up there, but we don't know. He takes his kids into this weird-looking, like, shack. It's like a shed or a shack,
It's
and
the
he just lays
warehouse.
them down. And then, cut. We got candles lit. We've got this rope maze built. He's in a fucking karate robe, and he's making his own sword.
On a charcoal fire.
On a charcoal-
With
it's not hot
12 pieces of charcoal. There's no way you can forge a sword on charcoal.
And it looks really shitty when he starts, but within 2 seconds it's perfectly formed.
It's beautiful, beautiful ninja blade. But it does get chopped in half with a hatchet later.
And his son is clearly not concerned that his mother's dead. He's more concerned with, Daddy's a secret ninja?
And then he's immediately transformed. The son is transformed into Data from Goonies.
He is.
And he starts making traps of his own.
Also, Data from Goonies was from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Short round. Same guy.
Oh yeah, but we missed another important thing from the boat.
Dr.
scene.
Jones! It's like stepping on fortune cookies.
We missed another important thing from the boat scene.
What was that?
When he's got the knife to his throat, he says the title of the movie. If you mess with the family again, you will
Pray for death! Pray for death! And he will. He will pray for death.
He does.
So then,
Spoiler alert.
you don't give a shit. It's funny regardless.
From 85, you better have seen it by now.
So we never saw it. Well, you saw it.
I saw
haven't
it as
seen
a child.
I've never seen it. Well, now I've seen it. But so we jump from weird warehouse to the dad just leaves the kids there. The kid has to fend on his own against 6 grown-ass armed men.
Fuck him. He saw him do a good job at karate once.
One time against
like a 14-year-old.
against like a child with a bowl cut. Like what? You're going to trust your son in that regard?
He didn't want to be a single father anyway.
No, not at all. So the kid beats the shit out of these guys. He's got all these like very Data traps. He's got like smoke coming out of the back of his bike. He's got these 2 cute little bars that come out of his bike to trip the 2 dudes.
That immediately break away as soon as they touch anything.
He like uses like a fucking blow dart at one point through this guy's leg. He's like, ah! Oh, by the way, we haven't talked about it, but the sounds of people getting hit in this movie are amazing. Ah! 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 So good, it never gets old. So kids kicking the shit out of these adults. We flash to Dad at the mansion. He's got the full gear on. He's got the badass helmet. He's got a sword. What else has he got?
Did you say a bow and arrow?
He's got a bow and arrow. He's got a fucking bow and arrow.
I think he has 2 swords actually.
2 fucking swords.
2 swords, ninja stars, fucking nunchucks with spikes on the end. He's not messing around. He's got a bunch of weird spiky shit that just comes out of nowhere. He's got a curtain over his face.
Do we want to talk about the front flip over the gate?
Of course.
He
I'd
does
like
it.
to talk about everything that happens from this point on in the movie.
He does an awesome front flip over the gate, and then he's killing this guy. This one guy, he has his gun pulled out. He could shoot him. But you know what? He waits for him to unsheath the bow and arrow, put the bow in, and he's going to fucking kill that guy right away.
Fun fact about this movie, they only have 7 blanks to use for the entire shooting. So they have to use them sparingly.
He's telling the director, like, sir, I would have pulled the trigger already. He's like, no, we only have 7 blanks. We can't do this. We have to be stormtrooper-like shooting. We have to...
You were aiming at him
That's
the
enough.
whole time.
While you're aiming at him, it should intimidate him enough to stop. You're just assuming that eventually he'll quit. So we got some beating up action. We got him beating him up. And then, remember when he gets up to the door and he's like strangling that one guy and the guy's like, I think something's happening over there. Go check it out. You're watching the dude strangle him to death. Of course something's going
the house
on.
and killing everything. Killing everyone in his path. You know what it reminds me of? It's just like Commando!
It's Commando-esque. It's Commando-esque.
Okay, it's Commando-esque. It's not just like Commando, but it's very similar.
I let him go. There's not a lot of good one-liners in this movie.
No one-liners in this movie.
No, Schwarzenegger is the king of one-liners. Commando has the best one-liners.
If there's-
But we're not talking about Commando.
If there's
we're
one
talking
thing-
about Pray for Death.
If there's one thing this movie could have benefited from, it's more one-liners.
I honestly would have been fine if the only one-liner in the movie was "You can pray for death" every time he killed a person.
That would be great.
Yeah.
But he does this beautiful thing where he pulls back the curtain of his face to a couple of people that he kills.
The main mob boss.
One of which, the main mob boss, who has never met the man.
He's never seen his face.
So it shouldn't be a shocking reveal by any means.
So when he hits him in the neck with something that doesn't look like a ninja star. It looks like barbed wire, like wrapped together into a ninja star.
It's like a super ninja star with...
Where the fuck did he find? Did he forge that?
Spider star.
Did he forge that with? Did he forge it with the sword?
What he did was, since they didn't have any customers at their Japanese restaurant, he took all the chopsticks and he just painted them silver.
He had one. They made $1.19. The wife framed it in 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds.
But that bag that they sold wasn't big enough to have chopsticks in it.
Do you think she was on her break at work and she just ordered some wontons? Or she's like, do you guys have fortune cookies? Can I just get a few of those? Like $1.19. They're like, fuck, we've got all this food. They got premium grade, like beef in the back. They got all kinds of shit they're ready to sell. Nah, this lady, she just wanted some fucking fortune cookies. That's all she wanted. So, we've killed the main mob boss. Everybody in this mansion is just fucking obliterated. There's no one left.
They're all
so
dead.
All he's got is mano a mano, main guy, Jim Belushi, Robert Loggia.
So then Robert Loggia, Jim Belushi, bad guy, not Jack Nicholson,
It's not Jack
drives away in a
Nicholson.
pickup truck where he's chased on foot by the Black Ninja.
And instead of just running away, he turns back around to run him over because all these guys know is a move to run people over.
Not one, but 3 different times he tries to run him over.
And he misses every time. And then the dude goes underneath the truck. He's on the bottom of the truck, and it's the middle of the day, and it immediately turns to nighttime.
Either that or he held onto the bottom of the truck for like 6 hours at least.
This dude's got amazing grip, like unreal.
Only to be knocked off the truck immediately when he tries to attack the guy.
Well, you would have no strength left in your arms after 6 hours. How are you going to throw a punch?
But most importantly, the bad guy, he has a suitcase full of money. He has something else that he inexplicably picks up off the counter at the house, the mansion. He has every reason to escape. But instead of escape, he goes back to the warehouse to kill the kids.
And we've got the most interesting warehouse imaginable. We've got a room filled with mannequins. We've got a logging warehouse in there.
Where the fuck did the logs come
We don't
from?
know. These people at this warehouse are like manufacturing mannequins for retail stores, and they're fucking sawing logs. Like literally sawing logs.
Not to mention they're the creepiest mannequins I've ever seen.
There's like mascara on some of them. There's paint. There's like weird deformed baby mannequins.
creepy faces and shit.
So we get the final showdown. They're going room to room, beating each other up. They're throwing punches. They're throwing kicks. The one guy distracts our hero with a mannequin that he slides in there, and he moves forward. And he's hiding behind mannequins. He's hitting mannequins with ninja stars. But they're like, no, we're not going to finish this in the room with the mannequins. Then they move to where they're sawing logs, right in the lumber mill. What happens in the lumber mill?
Oh, the lumber mill is a wonderful scene. Classy scene. Where they beat the shit out of each other with edged weapons. And it's a good thing the Black Ninja watched Surviving Edged Weapons.
Yeah, Surviving Edged Weapons, made famous by Red Letter Media.
But then the bad guy turns on the big
Buzzsaw.
saw.
Someone's getting split in
He tries
half.
to push the good guy through it, but he throws a ninja star right into the stop button.
Not gonna happen, Jim Belushi, Robert Loggia, not Jack Nicholson.
No fucking way.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna do it. You're gonna pray for death.
But there is a chainsaw on the floor.
There is, and he just starts swinging
He
it.
starts swinging and he starts making this sadistic fucking face. And he does
He's
the
going
same
Leatherface on him, just throwing it up everywhere.
He does the same face every single time.
Give him the face.
Oh, I can't give the face. We'll insert it here.
Right here. We'll either put it between his hands or over both our hands. It's going in here somewhere, fuckers!
So,
Okay.
they punch each other a lot.
He gets
and
the chainsaw out of his hand.
He does get the chainsaw out of his hand and then does something with it.
And then he throws him on the log. And then
Oh,
he takes.
yeah.
Then after he throws him on the log, somehow his What are those things? Nunchucks. They have like stabby things.
Oh, they had spikes. Yeah.
Stabs his hand.
Right into
and
the
you'll
giant
never
fucking
guess
log.
what he's yelling as he's about to die. What's he yelling, Colin?
Oh.
Kill me!
Kill me.
He's praying for death. And the problem is, when you're praying for death, you're expecting to see a mannequin split in half on this thing. You want some blood everywhere? No. You get a fucking fadeaway off the fucking buzzsaw.
He dies off camera.
He dies off camera. You know what?
Screams like a
This
bitch.
movie... Listen, if I'm going to give this movie a review, we're talking 5 out of 5 till the very end. We're going down a star because of the really corny-ass death at the end. Off camera, we don't know. He could have broke off the thing. He could have ripped those things out. We don't know how. He could be magic. Everybody in this movie's magic somehow. Even the wife. She can frame a fucking photo. She should be working in a photography place for a living, not working in a Japanese steakhouse.
They should have opened a photography store.
The only indication of how good this wife's cooking is from what she's made her children, and it didn't look that appealing.
No.
Then they go to
Iconic.
They go to the grave site. They can't even afford a headstone. They've just got a little thing, and he goes, "I won't let you down. I'm going to keep the kids in America. They're going to get an American education. We're going to run the Japanese steakhouse." I don't even know if it's a
into
steakhouse.
gangbangers.
And then the cop shows up for some expositional dialogue about, "Did you see a ninja?" "No, he's watching too many ninja movies, Dad." And then you get the best song ever. Do you want me to put the song in right now?
Oh,
let's put the song in. It's how's it go again? Something about the shadow. Back to the shadows. It's so good. It's the best song ever. And then we cut to credits. What we're saying is, obviously, if you want to have a great time for like an hour and a half, watch this movie. No, if you're sensitive to racial slurs, you're probably not going to enjoy yourself, especially against Japanese people. But yeah, I really liked it. I had a lot of fun watching it. What about you?
It was a great movie. I saw it once as a kid. It was way better than I remembered. Instant fucking classic.
Amazing. I would watch it again in like 20 seconds. Like no joke.
Let's go watch it again right now.
Let's go watch it. Let's go watch it right now. Let's go. All right, guys. So Colin and I are new to this. We're just starting this channel out. We're gonna plan on doing some goofy reviews, some serious reviews. I have another channel under my name, Nathan Brown. But if you subscribe to this, we're gonna know that we'll put a link somewhere that you guys like the content. We're just two dudes who like watching movies, and we both are making films, so we don't know what's gonna be on this channel. We're just kind of like screwing around and having a good time. So thank you guys very much for watching. You got anything you want to plug? You got a new movie coming out? Have you written a memoir? What you got going on?
I got nothing.
Nothing?
But we will have something.
We'll probably set up some form of social media so you can follow us and shit. But yeah, till next time, I'm Nate.
And I'm Colin.
And make sure that you get your pets spayed and neutered.
Or don't, and just
Let the breeding begin.
let them over on.
You're gonna have a house full of fucking dogs, and your neighbors are gonna be like, "They bark at 2 in the morning. I'm trying to sleep. I have to work at 5 a.m."
Or maybe they'll kill everyone and take over the world. Who knows?
Listen, I live in a neighborhood right now that I think is overrun by a cult, so nothing would surprise me at this point. All right, we just watched Pray for Death like for the 3rd time in a row. We're having a great time. We're gonna go watch it for a 4th time. You ready? Let's fucking do it!